Dustin Tibbetts here, financial advisor with Jazz Wealth Managers. You know where to find us, jazzwealth.com. Always wearing a shirt, you know. You got to promote yourself. That's what we do out there. This is our studio here we normally use for our closing beat that we do at 5 o'clock every day. But we're hanging out here today with you, so I hope you enjoy. FinTips, quick series that we do to talk about some things that maybe you want to talk about or learn about here. And so if you're near retirement, I'm going to say if you're within 8 years or closer to retirement, here's a series of questions you may want to ask along with some advice maybe that I can give you publicly without getting in trouble. All right, so the first question, you either want to ask this question to your financial advisor or, get help, find someone that's been through this before. The first question is, when to take Social Security? When? Like generally I say just take it as soon as possible, because I don't know people's individual situation, but clients here, anyone that's decided to join us, well, I like to know specifically when you should take Social Security. When does it benefit you the most, right? That's probably the number one question that I get for people that are nearing retirement. Do I take it early? Do I take it later? Do I never take it? What do I do? Let my spouse take it? What do I do? So I'm going to use nest egg as an example here. So we'll pop over to the screen so you can see. There you go. So here in this example, we've got Louis and Lucille Armstrong, just as a fun sort of sample that we use. But in this example, what I've done is I've said, all right, let's pretend that they're cutting it close. So they've got a 58% chance. This is over here, their current plan. Based on the information they have, they got a 58% chance of not running out of money before they die. And if they do make it, they'll have about $81,000. That's cutting it pretty close there when, you can't go back to work, you're that old and, you just can't get it done. So we want to see this improve a little bit. And I'm going to oversimplify this here, but just to take a look at some of their information. He wants to retire at 59. She wants to retire at 60. The way I have it in the system right now is their ages currently are 58 and 59. So they are 1 year away from retirement. They want to spend $3,500 a month in retirement. He's making 80. She's making 95. Louis putting away 6%. One more year he's got to go into 401k. She's putting away 5. There's a match in both of those of the equal amounts there. They're putting some money away in Roth and an HSA as well. Their expenses currently don't allow them to save any more money. So we're given that example of like, when do I take Social Security if I'm not going to hit my plan? I don't know, that's pretty close, but I can't afford to save any more money. So what we do over here, and I'm just going to just simplify this as much as, I'm clicking a button really, but we do a whole lot more for clients here. Let's just say you take it as early as possible. The system's currently using the optimum probability. So their current optimum years. So they're currently cutting it really close. But if we change that proposal, now we've got a much better chance, right? I always tell clients, anything over 65%, you're going to end up with a decent chunk of change there. You should be just fine. Now, that's one example. When should you take Social Security? For this couple, they don't have really any other alternative. They take it as early as possible. It's not the most efficient way for them to do it, but they end up improving their plan, and we can go through all the cash flows and everything to actually see how it's benefiting them. They're taking less from taxable accounts earlier in life because they're going to have it later, and so they pay less taxes, all that great stuff. I've done a lot of videos on nest eggs, so you could check that out. But that's one example. Figuring it out for the individual. Figure it out for yourself. There's a lot of great tips and calculators and stuff out there, but if you have a financial advisor, of course, ask them. Make them work for it, All right, just an example there. The second question, what do you do with your rollovers? Your 401k, TSP, 403b, your workplace plans. You spent all these years putting money in. Do you leave it there or do you roll it over to an IRA? Do you convert it to a Roth? What do you do with that? If you have a TSP, maybe you do nothing. That's the best plan out there if you have a TSP. So you might not do anything. You might need a little bit of tweaking with the investments. The conversion strategy. Is there a strategy? Do you leave the 401k, but you convert some of it to a Roth? Does that end up being more dollars in your pocket there? Taxes are going up. You know how that goes. So it may make sense to start doing conversions there. Maybe you may want to be more diverse. You got a 401k and there's a limited amount of choices. Maybe rolling to an IRA is the option for you, but what do you do with the rollovers for you? Not generally speaking, but for you specifically, what do you do? Is there a tax strategy there to combine your taxable accounts with your 401k, your TSP, and things like that? There may be, right? So you wouldn't think that, but if you look at a taxable account, you take in a pre-tax account, is there some strategy there to help you out? Basically, we're trying to make the most efficient use of your dollars, and you know why? Stick with me for a second. Here's why. I'm not going to make it wait. I'm going to tell you. You spend your whole life putting dollars in, right? years and years and years just putting dollars in, watching things grow, hopefully. Well, when you retire, money comes out. That first dollar that comes out, I see it in every one of our clients that retires. As soon as that dollar comes out, they go, I don't know if I have enough, Dustin. What are we going to do? Now they're interested. We want to work through every dollar because it's not normal. It's odd. You're in this habit of putting dollars in. As soon as you take one out, you're going to be fearful you run out of money. I promise. I watch it. I see it. I'm obviously not of the age to have done that, but boy, I watch people get really emotional about that. So think about that. All right. The third question, and I'll let you guys go. How do you maximize your withdrawal strategy? Now, I argue all the time that, having an advisor or online or whatever you do, okay, the investment side of things, that's one part of the game. But returns are to be made when money comes out. You didn't think that, huh? When you take money out, you can actually make more in a total return by taking money out the right way. And that's simply because you're paying the most efficient tax you can. So if you just kind of take money out willy-nilly from your different accounts, maybe that's not optimum. Maybe you're going to pay more tax than you have to pay. So that withdrawal strategy is killer there. You got to take a look at that. Let's go back to Louis and Lucille. I'll show you an example here. So if we go to them, we've got their proposal in there. Let me bounce over here real quick if you're interested in this. We're going to look at a distribution strategy here. So right now, we're just saying they're going to take money out evenly, right? So they're going to take from their, just straight across. If they have the Roth, as you saw, they've got 401ks, they had a taxable account. We're just saying if they need $1,000, they're going to pluck evenly across it. So that's how their ordinary income will go the rest of their life, tax bracket wise. Now, we're not going to model conversions today, but let's say that they go like this. Taxable, then tax-free. Oh, you can't see it, sorry. You go, yeah. Let's say that they decide that I'm going to force them to start with by draining their taxable account. When they run out of money, they go to their tax-free, their Roth accounts. When they run out of money, they go to their tax-deferred or their IRAs and such. So let's just say that that's the case. That's horrible. They end up with $127,000 less. We can actually model that. So that's not the most efficient withdrawal strategy. Let's try one more. Taxable account, then evenly. Drain the taxable account, then evenly. Okay, we got an extra 30 grand more. Is that a lot? Remember, they were cutting it close, right? If I go back, if we don't do this, they were cutting it close. They were going to be with $80,000. If we skip the Social Security game plan here, and we go with the current strategy, right? And then we say, let's take money out the way you just mentioned, taxable, then evenly across the rest of them. Look what happens here to their proposed plan. They end up with more dollars. Now, if they didn't want to take Social Security, if they asked that first question, when do I take Social Security? And I told them as early as possible because you have to. They go, no, go back to the drawing board, Dustin. Find another way to make this happen. I'm not taking Social Security early. I don't believe in it. I don't want to do it there. So now, look what we've got. We could do a distribution strategy to take money out a certain way. There you go. Now, what happens if we do that and take Social Security as early as possible? Maybe I can get them to do that. Now we're starting to build this sort of successful plan. We're making it now. We're at 75%. I can live with that, right? So ask those three questions. When do I take Social Security? What do I do with those rollovers? That could probably go last in terms of questions there. And then number three, how do I maximize the withdrawal strategy? If you're working with a financial advisor, okay, they should be showing you how your money's going in and investing. We manage our own funds here, so we can show every last detail. But they should also show you how you're going to, the money's coming out. You're getting close to retirement. You want to know that. All right, that's all I have for you there. I'm going to wrap it up here. Just one of those days. I'm just pumped, man, ready to get talking. I could talk about this all day long. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Come back 5 o'clock. We're actually doing the closing beat. We'll be right here. Everything will look different. If the markets are up, the lights will be green. If the markets are down, they'll go red. It's kind of fun. I don't know why that's fun, but thank you for watching. And subscribe, too, do that thing.